We're starting the Eitz HaChaim in Panim Me'irot to Panim Maspirot, Tree of Life, with the Rabbi Isaac Luria, blessed memory at Tzfat, who lived 400 years ago in Tzfat. He was the progenitor of modern Kabbala, and he has a wonderful explanation by Rabbi Yehuda Leib Aslag, the great Ashkenazi Kabbalist of the past 100 years. And he says Rabbi Aslag wrote two commentaries on the Eitz Chaim. The first one he wrote, I believe he wrote it in London, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Panim Me'irot, Panim Maspirot, back in the 20s, in the 1920s. If I'm not, and then he came back, and the rest of his life, he worked on, among other books, his commentary on the Eitz Chaim. That's Talmud Eser Sfirot. It's called the Talmud Eser Sfirot, the Talmud of the 10 Sfirot. So let's get into it. There's I'm going to start at the beginning, even though I'm already a few pages into it. I'm going to go back to the beginning. There's two introductions to the Panim Me'irot, Panim Maspirot. One of them is more hashkafa meaning Jewish thought, Jewish belief, musar, ethical teachings. And the other one is called the P'ticha Kolelet. P'ticha Kolelet is the general introduction. It's more the technical side of Kabbalah. So we're starting with the P'ticha Kolelet, just to understand the terminology of Kabbalah. And then once you understand the terminology and how everything fits together, then you can start to fly. He says this introduction is good for experts in the Eitz Chaim as well as everybody, even people who are beginners. Shaveh lekol nefesh, meaning anybody can learn this. And it's also good for you Kabbalah experts out there, who are few and far between, as we know. It says in the Talmud, one of the sages of the Talmud said, Ra'iti b'nei aliyah v'hem ma'atim. He says there are very few Kabbalists, there are very few true mystics. And if that was true back in the days of the Talmud, how much more so is it in our generation? Some people try to argue the opposite, but I'm not going to get into that. So, however, everybody can learn the introductions and get some of the inspiration and the wonder of the Kabbalah, even at a basic level. Even if you've learned it many times, it's still at a basic level. The basic level is not to be shunned, is what I'm saying, because there's something wondrous about the beginning. So let's go into what he says. Amru, En lecha esev ve'esev milamata she'en alav malach milmala shemakeh oto v'omer lo gedal. The Talmud says this is in the Talmud, in the Midrash, and it's also in the Zohar Chai, that each and every blade of grass below has an angel above that hits it and says, grow. Every blade of grass has an angel which hits it and says, gadol, or gadal. Gadal meaning it hits it and says, grow. So the Rabbi Aslag, he investigates this like a Torah scholar and says there's some problems here. Why did God, Hashem Yitbarach, God may be blessed, bother to have an angel above hitting every blade of grass, every growing thing, it's the lowest. God is the highest, and this is the lowest. So what does he need to send? Need to send an angel to do this? He creates everything. Okay, God created the grass. Why does he need a specific... God takes time in his busy schedule. Talk about anthropomorphism. He takes his time in his busy schedule to create an angel and say, grow. So this mimer, it's one of the secrets of Bria, the secrets of the Bria, and it would take a long time to explain, because Lev Chachamim Aden Cheker Legalot Tefach Lasot Tfachayim. So with the heart of the sages, when it is in the heart of the sages when they reveal something, that it reveals one tefach, one hand's breadth, and it covers up two hand's breadths. So meaning that he's talking about the great sages of the past who explained, the sages and the Kabbalists of the past who explained this medrash about the grass. He says when they, in their wondrous explanations, they revealed one hand's breadth and it managed to cover up two hand's breadths. Because they were very careful not to reveal the secrets of the Torah to somebody who's not worthy. So they would say it in a way that you ask them, oh, what does it mean? Please, Rebbe, explain to me, what does it mean that there's an angel that hits the blade of grass and says, grow? So he would explain, and he'd say in a wondrous explanation that would reveal, but then the language would hide it. He would say it in an oblique way, I guess in an enigmatic way. Why? Because only the people who could get what he says were worthy of possessing this knowledge. Ten chachma lechachamim. This is my little parasha. It says, ten chachma lechachamim. It says, give wisdom to the wise. You can't give wisdom to a fool. It has to be somebody who always possesses the power has intellectual abilities. First of all, he has a neshama. He has a spiritual yearning. Second of all, he has the intellectual ability to process this yearning in the way of the Kabbala. So, you say, En lemedim midivrei agada. It says, En lemedim midivrei agada, because you can't learn from Agadah. What do you mean we can't learn from Agadah? We learn all kinds of wondrous stories that teach us parables and so forth in the Agadah. Agadah is legends. The Jewish legends say, so why would the Rishalmi and Chagiga say, En lemedin b'divrei Agadah? Because the words of the Agadah, of the legends, are revealed in a very closed way. And it's only revealed to the specific people in a generation. It's very unusual Yerushalmi, because you would think that Agadah is for everybody. No, Agadah as Rabbi Isaac Twersky, one of my great rabbis, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, Rabbi Twersky in Boston used to say, you can't learn an Agadah in an afternoon. It could take 40 years to really get it. So, En lemedin midivrei Agadah. So also we find in the Zohar that the Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the author of the Zohar, he commanded Rabbi Abba to write the secrets of the Torah because he knew how to reveal them in his language. Let's say Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai had something like 10 students, and one of them was Rabbi Abba. None of them were allowed to write anything down except Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Abba was the scribe who wrote down the Zohar. Why? Because he understood how to write it in a way that would hide the language and protect it. So Rabbi Aslag says, on each and every secret that the Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, revealed in the secrets of Chachamah, he said, Vai ema, vai lo ema. Woe to me if I say it, and woe to me if I don't say it. I ema, yinadun chayavin, ech yifalchun lemarehon. If I reveal it, then evil people could know how to serve God in could use the power of the Torah to serve God in the wrong way, in other words, for their own nefarious purposes. But if I don't say it, the Zohar says, Rabbi Shimon said, if I don't say it, Ilo ema yovdun chavraya milada. If I don't say it, then the chavraya, my students, are not going to be, who are, the ones who are worthy are not going to be able to get it. Rabbi Aslag explains, there are two things that were difficult for Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. If he does not reveal the secrets of the Torah, then the secrets of the Torah will be lost. Lost from the true Chachamim, who have Yirat Hashem, who fear God. And if he reveals the secrets, Az yikashlu behem in enashe lo maler. Then like I said, the people who aren't on the level are going to have something precious that they do not deserve. Now, it's not only, it says not just something that evil, like this, he says evil and he uses it for evil. No, it's somebody, it says, they're not going to understand, so the one who's not worthy is not going to understand the foundations of it, is going to explain it in the wrong way and mess everything up. And this was called lechol paga, meaning to eat something, a fruit that's not yet ripe. Lechol paga. His mind isn't, it's half-baked. So somebody who's not worthy, I say the secrets of the Torah on the YouTube to everybody, and people hear it, and they don't get the foundation of it, so they'll go off on all these interesting explanations, which may have absolutely nothing to do with the real Kabbalah. It's their own inventions, which may be nice inventions, but they may be, Luftgeschäft, as we say. It's in the air. Therefore, Rashbi, he chose Rabbi Abba, is the only one who could write down his secrets, because he understood Melechet HaMelitza. He understood how to explain it in the right way, in a beautiful and correct language. The Seder Advarim Ba'ofen Shiyu Megulim Kol Tzorchan L'Kol Otam Shehem Kedayim Lahavinam. He wrote it in a way that anybody who was worthy could understand. So he could have written it in a way that somebody who was worthy would not understand. Rabbi Abba managed to write it for the worthy in a way they could understand the foundations and build the building. This is what it means that Rabbi Abba knew how to reveal the secret. The Zohar says that only Rabbi Abba knew how to reveal the secret in writing. Because he managed to, even though he wrote it, wrote down the secret, it still remains a secret. It reminds me exactly what Shlomo Carlebach, alav shalom, the Reb Shlomo used to say, what's a secret? If I know a secret and I tell it to you and it's no longer a secret, that's not a real secret. If it's a secret that I took the cookie from the cookie jar without permission, and then I said, I took the cookie without permission, then the secret is revealed, it's no longer a secret. No, the secrets of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and the Zohar and the Arizal, it's something that you can say and you can explain, and it still remains a secret. The way I understand that is you still feel the wonder. And if somebody is worthy, they'll understand what's behind the language, what's behind the melitza.